Good morning, soon to be top performers. This is Virtual Top Performers, and I'm Dr. Hank. And I am so pleased to be with you that we have 19 people that are participating. I only do this once a quarter. And we have people from all around, from Dallas and from Austin, all around Texas, as well as we have one person from Russia, so which is fun. And I was in Russia a couple of weeks ago, and it's amazing on how fortunate all of us are to live in the United States. That the average income in Russia is $350 a month. And the square footage, the average square footage in every apartment, they have millions of apartments that Stalin and whatever made and built, and their average square footage is 650 square feet. And so this person that lives in Russia, he wants to be free. And so this will teach him how to be free and teach all of us on how to be free, that even though we're in the freest, most abundant country in the world, ever in the history of mankind, that many of us have put ourselves in bondage. And I'm here to help you to get out of that, release that, to become your greatest possibility, that there's nothing that can stop you, and everything is backing you and supporting you. There is no root of all evil. There is no evil, no power working against you. There is only good for you. But you're the one that can either allow that good in or not. So we are going to have an amazing journey. This is Virtual Top Performers, and I thank each one of you for being here. I would ask you that you're going to start changing and improving. And so I would suggest that you share this with your loved ones, that I'm going to be sending every week to you an MP3 of a separate recording, not of what we're doing right here. And it's just all part of this process to help you change the way that you think, to loosen up on your beliefs, and to really start allowing the well-being of all there is to flow to you and through you, and to have all your dreams come true. In fact, we were born to have all our dreams come true. So today, I'm going to ask each one of you to really listen to this. I would ask you not to be multitasking right now and doing something else on the computer. So shut off email, please, and turn off your phones and whatever, and really focus in on this, that, it's only going to be an hour and a half. It's only for 5 sessions, and literally it'll change your life. That we have had people, as recently as the most recent graduates that have had amazing results, had more listings. I had one person say, I have so many listings, I don't know if I can handle it all. And I told her, don't say that, because then don't worry, you won't have enough listings, because the universe is listening to you, every thought that you have, and then delivering to you those thoughts. And so there's just going to be, you're going to see your life change. And so I would suggest that you share this with your loved ones, this information, share your thoughts about what you're learning, so you can really internalize this. In fact, this recording, I would ask you, and so I have it on MP3 as well as I'm recording this live here, and I would suggest you listen to it at least 6 times. And again, you can do that like on the MP3 in your car or whatever, but most people don't accept new ideas until at least the 6th time. So I'd like you to really think about, hey, I'm going to hone in here and focus on this, and really just dedicate myself. And so I would ask you to also have blind faith. Just have blind faith that what I'm sharing with you, that it's going to help you. And my only agenda is to help you to have all your dreams come true. So that's my agenda, that if you listen and just have blind faith and do the simple exercises that I give you, that I promise you it will change your life forever, and you'll have more and more of your dreams coming into manifestations. So with that, I am just so excited about this, that I just love teaching this. And I am this teaching, my teaching teaching. It's been through the years that I have developed and understood on how this is. I've been through a little of, a little about my background, that I was a general manager with Procter & Gamble, managed a billion-dollar business with them. That my PhD, why they say the doctor, if you will, you can call me the Hankers or whatever you want, as long as you call me when you need me. But the doctor is, I have my PhD in mental science, so I'm a mental scientist, and probably the most impactful experience that I had, despite all my education, despite all my business experience, and then, of course, personal experience. And I'm 61 years old, but I'm looking younger every day and feeling younger every day. And you learn about how you're going to start sharing that with yourself and thinking about thoughts on how you feel younger. You're looking younger every day. If you say you're getting older, you're going to get older faster. And so I want you to look younger, sexier, happier, and have more money than you know what any sensible reason for, with all the money that you'll have. And literally, this has helped people to become millionaires, that overcome cancer, any condition, any circumstance that you have in your life, that if you just have blind faith and know that this process is going to help you through it, above it, surpass it, and to be able to have your dreams come true. But one of the biggest things that happened with me in my experience is I was in an automobile accident, broke my neck, was in a coma, and while I was in the coma, I was asked if I wanted to stay or go. And I said I wanted to stay. And so I do. I want to stay. And I really figured out that experience helped me to put the missing link. And in session 5, so the 5 weeks, this is, we're not going to meet Labor Day week, but every week other than Labor Day week, that in session 5, you're going to connect all of this. So this is a process for you to go through every step of these 5 steps, and that it literally will show you what I was shown, and that what you could call God, source, universe, whatever word you're comfortable with, that showed me. And basically my whole purpose in life is to teach people on how to be this deliberate creator that I'm sharing with you now, and what virtual top performers are. So welcome to this amazing journey together, and let us begin. And I would suggest also, if you could get something out to write with. I'd like you to write down the ideas. Like, for example, I am younger. I'm getting younger every day. I'm getting healthier every day. That just those things are that I want to feel good. Like, you will find that in this process, that your feelings, it's your communication system with your creator, with God. And so when you feel bad, you're not thinking, you're not doing, you're not being like God thinks about that subject. And so this is a very intertwined, where you're going to see your thriving business, your thriving life, and you're going to have more freedom, more abundance, more prosperity, better health, better relationships than you have ever even dreamed of. You'll see you're going to start expanding your imagination. So anything that I do share that is an aha for you, I'd like you to write it down. I'd like you to just really be engaged and dedicate yourself to this next hour and a half, so that you can really grasp these ideas. Some of the ideas you may say to yourself, oh, I know that, or I've heard that before. And those are like poison pills. Don't be saying that to yourself. I want you to look at the information, that what I share with you, in a different light, and just open up and just say, I'm going to just receive this. I'm going to allow this information in. And then when I have inspired action, I'm going to take inspired action. And so you'll see, to build your business isn't about, I will never ask you to go out and make 20 phone calls every day that, in fact, I'm going to share with you a magic bullet today that's going to help you to build relationships and build your business more and more with that magic bullet. So again, I'd like you to write it down, really be engaged, just put your whole self and say, what the heck? I've lived X number of years and that I do want it better. You're all on the phone because you want to have it better. And I want to have it better. All of us want to have it better. We want more. The mantra of the universe is more. And so we want it better. And this is I know no other place for anyone to be right now that can help them to have a happier life than where you are right now. So full attention on this, and let's rock and roll. We start out with our agenda, and so I'm going to discuss 4 areas we think in. And some of you have seen part of this presentation that, again, I want you to be immersed in this information and to receive it at least 6 times. So we're going to look at the 4 areas we think in. Your thought starts all of creation, and that I'm going to help you to really have a more focused thought about what you want. Most of us think about what we don't want. We're going to then have a desire sheet, and hopefully you printed that out. I sent you a copy of that, and I asked you to print 2 desire sheets. If you don't, no big deal. Just get a sheet of paper out, and when we get to it, I want you to write down. But basically, it's what you desire on what you want, and that what your dreams are for both your professional life and your personal life. So we're going to get real focused on what you want, and specifically personally and professionally. So you're going to work on 2 dreams, if you will, 2 objectives, 2 desires that you have during this process, and you're going to see that you're going to achieve those desires, and it's going to be fun. And so we're going to have a fun time together. We're going to enjoy ourselves, relax, and I would breathe in. Think about breathing in deeply. It's the fastest way. In the Bible it says that spirit really means breath, and it's the fastest way to connect with God. And so just breathe in deeply. Usually it's about 5 seconds in, 5 seconds out, and just relax and just get connected here as we go through this. We will also talk about the magic bullet, and we will talk about the mother of all creation. And I'm going to share with you today a process. So first of all, the magic bullet, that's going to be fun. It's a magic bullet for your business. I literally had $1 million sale, made $1 million, not just sale. I profited over $1 million by using this magic bullet, and so can you. In fact, in our last session, we had one of the participants tracked a $20 million, and most of you are real estate agents, and they attracted a $20 million, I think actually it was $22 million listing. It was a land development, and it came out of the blue. This person had never got anything close to that. So could you imagine having one listing out of the blue? Well, if you can imagine it, but you have to ask for it. You have to ask, and then you will receive. Most of us ask for something. So let's say we want a $1 million listing. Let's just say that that's what you want. And I want a $1 million listing, and let's call that yellow. Okay, the color yellow, $1 million listing. And then during the day, you're saying to yourself, oh, there aren't any listings, and gee, there's a shortage of homes, and you're buying in to what everybody else is saying, okay? And so let's call that red. You're thinking about what you don't want. And so you ask originally for $1 million listing, and then you started asking. Your prayer is all the time. You don't have to be on your knees and your hands folded in order to pray. In fact, all the time during your awake hours, that is your prayer. And so what is your prayer? And most of us are thinking about what we don't want. And so in my example, we're thinking of, there aren't many $1 million listings, and, I can't get that. I've never got one before, or whatever you're saying to yourself. And that's what you don't want. And you're talking and thinking about what you don't want. And that's the color, let's say, red. And so you were asking for yellow, but then you started asking for red during the day, and you ended up with, take yellow and red together, and you end up with orange. And you say, I didn't ask for any oranges. And that's what we get. We get oranges in our life, and we think we're not the creator of our experience of our life, that because we get oranges and we never asked for oranges. Well, it's the average, if you will, between the yellow of what you want and the red of what you don't want. And so I'm going to show you a process that every morning, and this is the mother of all creation, that for 15 minutes in the morning, you do this process called the Joy Shop, and it's going to change the way that you think, so that during the day you're thinking about yellow. And that way you'll start getting all the things that you want. So this is exciting, and especially these last two. How amazing that you're going to be delivered this within the next hour, and now like 15 minutes. And so it's all going to be fun and easy. So just as background, that some people think that, Dr. Hank, you're sitting in la la land. You think you can create whatever you want, and that just isn't the way. And again, because most of us think that we don't create our experience because we didn't ask for oranges. And so in fact, though, that science has proven in the last 5 years, something that I've been teaching for years, but science has proven that neuroscientists, quantum physicists, molecular biologists have all agreed that the first step to all of creation, creating anything that there is thought. And thought initiates all matter into form. This is according to the scientists, and using their lingo, their language, if you will, all matter into form. And so that matter into form for you is your experience on what you have in your life, what you are being, doing, and having in your life is all based on your thought. But most of us are fairly careless with our thoughts. We are thinking about things we don't want, thinking about the one thing that disturbed us from yesterday, and we're not thinking about all the amazing, wonderful things that happened to us. And whatever you think about grows. So if you think about the disturbing, troubling thing that happened to you, you're going to get more disturbance and more trouble in your life. And I'm going to show you a way in order to start thinking about what you want, so that you can have all the things that you have desired. So back to science, step one is your thought. And again, I would suggest you write this down so that you really internalize it, and maybe even think to yourself, hey, I'm going to share this with my spouse, with my husband, wife, whatever, or with a friend, that I want to share this with a friend. I want you to share all this, anybody that you can that's willing to listen, that because you are willing to listen, because you're here, you made an investment, you said, yes, I do want to have a piece of this, if you will, and I want more of my dreams to come true. And so one of the best ways is for you to teach somebody else. So you can teach your children this as well, that most parents have taught their children on their own fears. Don't talk to strangers. Well, if we would have listened to that none of us would be here today, and none of us would have, be married, or whatever your situation is, that we all talk to strangers, and strangers are just your next new best friend and a client. And so that's step one. Your thought initiates all matter. Step two, according to the scientists, is thought creates energy. Now, in our terminology, for us as human beings, what I call vibrational beings, that this is our emotion. So most of us have been told not to show emotion. Like, I love going to chick flicks and crying, okay? And, and everybody else and the guys, whatever, they say, oh boy, you shouldn't be crying. I love crying for joy. And so I I express my emotions, but most of us have been taught not to express your emotions. Oh, don't cry about that. Just use your analytical mind. Think about it. You've been told to face reality. And one thing I want you to write down right now is I don't face reality, comma, I create reality. Everybody tells you to face reality. Well, if I'm thinking about reality, I just get more of whatever that reality is. So if your business isn't thriving right now and you keep on thinking about it not thriving, it'll continue to not thrive. So you want to think about, and today, right now, this moment, I literally prayed for every one of you this morning and in my Joy Shop, and I send you right now to open up your minds, that this is hitting your minds, hitting your heart, your soul, and that's what my prayer was, for you to be able to receive this information and really embrace this, and in this case, to embrace how important your emotions are. They're everything. That the real thing that all of us want, that all of you want, is to feel good. The only thing the money does is make you feel good. I'm independently wealthy, and that money, that makes me feel good. And that's great, but I have way more desires, okay? I'm going to always have desires. We were born to birth desires. And this beautiful world of diversity, of contrast, in this world, it has alpha to the omega, everything you don't want to everything you do want. And then when you get something, you experience something that you don't want, it births a desire and gives you clarity of what you do want. So from now on, when something, quote unquote, goes bad in your life, I want you to bless that and look at it. In fact, if you look at your life in the past and all the things that have happened, it put you right now into this place where you attracted me, into this wonderful place where you are going to be more of a deliberate creator and have more of your dreams come true than you ever have had. And so this is just an amazing, amazing time for us, and for us to just embrace this. And so again, back to number 2 is to embrace our emotions, to feel good. And then we were born to birth desires. That desires come from the contrast, and then it births what I do want. And so you want to just bless what the things that have happened, that what you don't want or happen to you, you bless that and say, it's going to birth this desire. And so I continue to have, and you continue to have desires. If you don't, you literally aren't in this physical form anymore, and you leave the world. You, as people would say, die. There really is no death. There's eternal life. But that you would leave this plane if you don't have desires. So you want to love the contrast and then just focus in on the things that you want. So back to science. The third step then is the energy that you created with your thought then creates matter. So it goes, your thought creates this energy. And so the 5 steps that I'm going to share with you, not today but later, that we're going to, again, this is a process on how to develop and improve your thinking about what you want, and then to really relish your feelings. But the 5 steps, there are actually 5 steps. So your thought creates a signal. That's your energy, and that signal, your emotions, sends out to source, and source answers you. So everything you have asked for is sitting there waiting for you. But step 4 is you have to allow it in. You have to believe that it is really there for you. And once you do, you can then do what would step 5 be, is that you would receive it. And so it's about this, all starting from your thought. And that's why I'm going to help you now understand the 4 areas of thought. Albert Einstein says thoughts create matter, and this is not psychology, this is physics. So whatever you focus your attention on grows. So we're now going to look at the 4 areas of our thought. And again, I'd like you to write that down. And if you've seen this before, good for you, that you will see something different in this, a new understanding as you go through this. But what I'd like you to do is write out on a piece of paper the 4 areas of thought. Okay? And then I want you to write in one big square and then put a plus in the middle of it, and you have those 4 boxes there. So if you can write in those 4 boxes. And so since our thoughts, so here's something, another information to know, that since our thought creates everything, the most effective way to focus our thought is to write it down. And that's why I've asked you initially here to write down when you hear something, to write it down, that this is literally changing you, starting to change the way that you think, the way that you feel, that physically it's actually impacting your 300 trillion cells, and they're becoming, you got happy faces on your 300 trillion cells. And so you'll see you're going to start just feeling better. When you get off this phone, you're going to feel great. You already are feeling better than wherever you were before. And that is because you're starting to wake up. My gosh, I am this creator. I can have more of my dreams come true, and you can. And so just, again, blind faith in this and know that it's all good coming to you. So we're going to review these 4 areas of thought now. And the first area on the left there is when we think about what we do want. And most of us don't think too often about what we do want. We think about we're guarded. We have been taught to be guarded. We have been taught to use our analytical mind to figure out the how. And see, that's not your job on how to figure out how to do something. You want to build your business, you allow God to help you with the how. Your only business, and I'd like you to write this down, please, that your only focus of thought is to think about what you want and why you want it. So what and why. And so if you think about what you want and why you want it, that then allow God, your source, the universe, to deliver the how. You're going to start seeing out of the blue amazing things coming into your life. People, circumstances, events, thoughts that are going to come to you that are literally from God, that are going to come to you, and you are going to attract all the things just out of the blue that you want. You're going to attract referral partners. You're going to attract referrals. You're going to close more business. You're going to get more listings. You're going to have better relationships. You're going to have better health. That you just know that's all coming, and you have the power to do it. And all what I'm doing is I'm just giving you the roadmap, if you will, and then you decide where you want to go on that roadmap. And so if you want to go to heaven right here on earth, that's great. That's where you'll be going. So thinking about what I do want. Now, in that top left-hand zone where we think about, this is thinking about what I do want, but I'm non-deliberate in it. So in other words, normally I think about what I want when I'm in the middle of a situation that isn't working out. So it's kind of like you're, in the middle of doing a listing presentation, and they're real ornery, the people, and they're giving you a hard time, and it's just going south. And then you think about, what do I want? Oh, I want this to go easy and smooth and be good. Well, it's too late. You already have this negative momentum going because you didn't pre-pave the way you wanted that listing presentation to go. You literally can. So here's another thing that all of us have been taught: you can't change other people. And I'm here to share with you that you can change other people. That the way to do that is by you thinking on how you want them to be, the attributes you want to see in them. And so I'll give you an example that Tirsha is one of the people that coaches with me. And she came to me and she said, "Hey, listen, I've been married for 13 years and my husband, he's just the worst. He doesn't, he doesn't support me. He doesn't like my real estate hours. He doesn't like my job. He doesn't trust me with money. He doesn't support me. He doesn't like the time I take for," she went on and on. And when she was done, she was hoping I would, have a lot of empathy for her and say, "Oh, that's too bad." Instead, I said to her, "Well, that's what you don't want." And she looked at me and she said, "What do you mean?" And I said, "Well, you just got done telling me all the things that you don't want. And the more that you think about and the more that it's getting into you, that you're thinking about all these bad things that he is, the bigger he's going to be in those areas, the worse he's going to be." So then I asked her, "What do you want? What have these things that you don't want?" So each one of you, you can think of someone right now, might be an in-law, might be your spouse, something, something that they do that irritates you. And you think about that often. And I can share with you that they're going to continue to do that, and it's going to continue to get bigger. But if you think, "Hey, what do I want?" So back to Tirsha's example. So I asked Tirsha, "What do you want?" And she said, "I want a loving and supportive husband. I want a husband that trusts me. I want a husband that loves my job, that understands my job, that loves the money that's coming in, that loves my hours because I have flexible hours and sees all the good in me and my job." And I said, "Awesome. You just think now, only when you think about your husband, you just think about those positive aspects of him that you want to see." Well, 3 weeks later, she came back to me and she said, "Oh my God, my husband is changing." And I said, "Who's changing?" And she laughed and she got it. It said she changed her thoughts. And she said, "Yeah, he's really being much nicer, way more supportive. He's easing up a little on me." 6 weeks later, by her just focusing on how she wants to see these positive aspects. And if you want to write down something on the side there, write down positive aspects. You want to start seeing positive aspects in your life, positive aspects of yourself, positive aspects of the people you know, positive aspects of your business, about the opportunities that you have, that just think about those things. And then it is only possible to get those things because it's your thought that creates it. And so you create what you want. So 6 weeks later, Tirsha said, "Oh my God, this husband of mine, he's eating out of my hand." And I said, "Come on, don't be saying that." But she said, "No, he's really great. He's supportive. He trusts me. He loves me. It's just wonderful. We're building this deep, meaningful relationship now." And it's all because she changed the way that she thought. But see, if you don't pre-pave the way you want it, you're going to get life by default. So back to this up here on being non-deliberate and what I do want, that this is called the red zone. And in this red zone is where I'm being reactive. It's what is. It's what's going on. And I keep on thinking about what is, and I keep on getting more of it. And I get life by default. I don't pre-pave the way that I want it. And the bottom line is, it decreases my success and it increases my stress. So not a good place to be. And I know that all of you are thinking, I've been at that place where I've had a buyer that's, ornery, isn't motivated, takes a long time, can't make a decision. All those things that you've been with people that you've been with. Maybe it's your relatives. And by the way, these are ideas that are coming to source from me. So some of you, if not all of you, have some issues here with your relatives. And so whoever that is, and so just love them and bless them. And again, think about the way that you want to see them. And I have to just share with you one more fun little story that this is with my father-in-law. His name is Sledge, kind of like Sledgehammer, okay? So my loving wife, dear wife Sharon, Sharon that she gives me a lot of material because she thinks a lot about what she doesn't want. And so the first time that I was going to meet Sledge, that she said, listen, Sledge, he's never liked any of my boyfriends. He's never liked any of my husbands. and that he's not going to talk to you. He's not going to be nice to you. And so the whole time she's telling me this, I'm saying to myself, this is what I don't want. What do I want? And so I started thinking about, I want Sledge to just really be friendly. I want him to be kind. I want him to show me around the house. I want us to look at each other in the eye. I want to have great conversations with him. So I just started flooding my mind with all these things that I want. Sharon was telling me what I didn't want and what she didn't want, and I was telling myself what I do want. So I walked in, and I go, hey, Sledge, and he barely says hi, barely shakes my hand. And the whole time I'm looking at him, and as I'm looking in his eye, that I'm saying to him, and he would kill me if he knew this, that I'm saying to him, I love you. And so as time goes on, 5 minutes goes on, 10 minutes, we start a little conversation. Pretty soon, Sledge is showing me around the house and showing me where his guns are and showing me his office and the pictures he has. We're just getting along great. We're laughing and everything. And so we're there for a couple hours and we just have a great time. And I have a great time with Sledge. And when we leave, Sharon says to me, God, I'm really worried. And I go, why? What's wrong? And she said, oh, my daddy must really be sick. And I said, your dad's sick? Why is that? And she goes, well, he's never been that nice, even to me, as he had to you. And so it just shows you can change anybody, because within everyone, they are the alpha to the omega. They're really good or really not good. And so you want to just hone in on what you want, and you want to see the good and the positive aspects of other people. Okay, so back to these different zones that we're going to drop down now to the lower left zone. And this is, again, where we think. And then this is where I think about what I don't want. I'm almost even in a neutral state because I'm non-deliberate and not really thinking about what I want. And so this is a red zone, and this is busy work. And so all of you have, at one time or another, and probably recently, had, let's say, a prospect that, you wanted to get, but they weren't real friendly, or you were a little nervous about contacting them again. And so you could call them and do that listing for $300,000 or whatever. Or you could call a client that they're already got all their paperwork and they're closing next week and everything's fine. And you could call them. And so who do we call? Well, the greatest opportunity would be to call, this listing opportunity. But because of our made up fears, that we decide we're not going to do it. And so we just do busy work. It's kind of like you wake up Saturday morning and you say, I'm going to clean out my closet and clean out all those shoes that I have in the closet. So a lot of you ladies must have a lot of shoes in your closet and need a little cleaning up. And so, so, you wake up Saturday morning and say, hey, I'm going to do that. And then you have coffee, and then you read the paper, and you turn on the TV. And next thing you know, you're putzing around. It's 2:00 in the afternoon. You haven't touched that closet with shoes in it. And so, again, this is busy work. It's kind of an attitude of almost so what. We're not being deliberate. We're not being intentional. And we're not happy. It increases our stress. In fact, it decreases our success, and then it increases our stress. Why? Because we're thinking, gee, I should do this, and I haven't done it. So that's another red zone. And we're not in that zone as much as the other red zone we shared with. But now I'm going to share with you the red zone that many people spend, waste lots of their mental activity. Remember, your mental activity is what creates your experience in your life. And so whatever you're thinking about, you're going to get more of. So catch this. In this bottom left-hand box, red zone, this is where I'm being deliberate, I'm being deliberate of what I don't want, similar to the way that Sharon was in her talking with me about what she didn't want. She was telling me about her dad and all the things she really didn't want him to behave like in front of me. And so fortunately, I was able to birth those ideas of what I do want, but most people get stuck in this. Like right now, most of you have bought into this funny notion about there aren't many listings. I'm telling you that I have my agents that are working with me that I shared with you already, that like Claire she came to me and she said, I have so many listings, I don't know what to do with them all. And so there's plenty of listings, but you can't buy into anything. During the recession, they said, some people are still thinking we're in the recession. We've been out of that actually for several years, but in any case, that in the recession, that people would say, oh, it's the recession and there aren't any closings. Well, in Dallas, Fort Worth, for example, every month there were at least 4,000 closings in the worst of the recession. So if you buy into what the news is saying or whatever, and so from here on out, I'd ask you stop watching the news, stop listening to the news and the radio. That those are the exceptions, and it has nothing to do with your experience unless you allow it to. And so what you want to do is start creating the experience you want by thinking about what you want in your life and being more deliberate. But back to this red zone, this is where I'm deliberate, thinking about what I don't want. It's a red zone. And there are committee members. So imagine that there is in your mind, there's this beautiful mahogany table with these beautiful executive chairs that are sitting around this table. And there's all kinds of these characters, if you will, that are in essence managing and running most people's lives. And so these committee members, it includes what was. We have a lot of thoughts about what was, what happened bad to us, our upbringing or whatever. And I'm sharing with you that as of today, that you are going to now start a new story. And I want you to start thinking about the new story of you. Don't be talking to yourself about, oh, the way that I was brought up or the current conditions that I have or the divorce that I had or the accident I had or the illness I had. That's all old news. I want you to create the new story about you, the new vibrant, brilliant, beautiful you, the new you that creates what you want, the new you that creates a thriving business that has more closings than you've ever had, more money in your bank, that you're flush with money, that you love money. See, one of the things with money too is that most of us have been taught incorrect beliefs about money. We've been taught that the filthy rich, okay, that they aren't filthy. They've added value in some way in order to have, all the things that all the money that they desire. That we've been told money doesn't grow on trees, and the fact is, it is. We've been told that the root of all evil is money, and that just isn't true. That I think maybe the root of all evil, and I kind of joke about it, but it's lack of money. So here is a new definition, and again, maybe something you want to write down is money equals freedom. That's it. Money equals freedom. It gives you more freedom. It gives you more choices. It gives you more variety. It gives you more of the things that you desire. And so money is actually good, but most people's emotions are committee members. They fear money. They think money is missing. Okay, it's that missing friend. In fact, it's not even a friend to some people. That it's that missing enemy. Where are you? That you've abandoned me. And so I want you to change your thinking about money. And again, write down money equals freedom. From now on, I just want you to think about how money is freedom, offers you more choices, more variety, and you want lots of it. That my oldest son, I have three boys. My oldest son said to me, I said, "Hey, I think what would you guys want from me?" And so all three answered in different ways. And I said, "Hey, don't you want some money from me?" And my oldest son replied, "Oh, that's too selfish and materialistic." And I said, "Materialistic? Look down. You got your body there. That's pretty materialistic that, we live in a physical world and we created this world. We create what we have in this world. And so to ease up on all that on money and to realize that money, and there's plenty of money. That's the other thing. There's plenty of money. There's plenty of time. You have taken time and said to yourself and to others who don't have enough time, and I'm going to show you on how you're going to have plenty of time and plenty of money. And so I want you to write down, I have plenty of money and I have plenty of time. And that I would suggest that when you review your notes here to include in your joy shop, because the fact is, you do want plenty of time, you do want plenty of money, and if you start thinking that, you'll start having large sums of money consistently and easily flowing into your checking account. And doesn't that sound sweet? And so, and then back to, my son said, oh, that's selfish, that everything is self. If you don't take care of yourself first, you can't take care of anybody else. Another way to look at that is you begin to thrive now because you're in top performers. As you begin to thrive, so the world will thrive. People will look up to you. Your children will look up to you. People will respect you. People will see that, wow, you can do it. You'll give them hope. And so I want you to just hone in on you thriving in your business, you thriving in your life. And back to this red zone now is committee members. It's thinking about what I don't want with these committee members. And so these committee members consist of actually a lot of members. But some of the main ones are FEAR. And FEAR is an acronym meaning false evidence appearing real. And the bottom line is that about most of the things that we fear never even happen to us. So we're wasting our precious thoughts that can create our dreams. We waste it and we get away from what you want and what God wants for you by you having fear. False, there's nothing to fear. Everything is fine. When you call it, like so, for example, that I call forth my good health and me getting healthier every day, and that's what I'm going to get. I'm not going to think about anything opposing that because what I think about, I get. I wrote down this morning that in my travels, so while I'm driving, that it's going to be fun. I'm going to have fun travels. I'm going to, it's going to be smooth and easy travels, and it's going to be safe travels. And I'm going to be very observant of the other drivers. And so by doing that all clicks in for me to have safe travels. Like I am seldom in rush hour. I'm guided to different roads, whatever, in order to avoid it. That my day is just gets to where I'm not even in the time, if you will, during where rush hour normally is. And whereas my wife always talks about, Sharon always talks about, the traffic's so bad, and guess what? She's always in bad traffic, poor girl. And I'm helping her with her though, with that, but yeah, so we fear a lot of things, and our fears keep us away from what we want. We have worry. Okay, we worry about that. Gee, I wonder if they're going to. You're the commander. You state what you want. That's why when we do our desire sheet, it's what I want. That you're going to just call it the way you want it. That's the creator that you are. And so that's why some people say, oh, don't teach, you shouldn't say I want it, that you should say I have it already or whatever. No, that right now, that this is what I want, and then I expect that I'm going to get it. And so I want to thrive in business. I want to close 3 homes a month. I want to have allow over $10,000 a month or whatever that is into my experience. Last time I had one guy that closed 23 deals. 23 deals in July. This is we graduated and closed 23 deals in July. Now he has 8 people that works with him. But the fact is, he never even got close to closing so many before. But that's because he started being the commander of, hey, this is what I want. I want to close a lot of homes. I want to close more homes than I did before. I want more money than I did before. And that same person, by the way, his name is Desi, and Desi, that he's not half the time, but probably 1 week out of the month, he's in Las Vegas out having fun. So there's plenty of time, plenty of money, and he's proof of it. And again, this process will help you to understand that, yes, you have plenty of time, plenty of money. And by worrying about things that if you worry about it, that what you're doing is you're preventing it from coming, whatever you're worried about, because you're doubting it. And doubt is the opposite of faith. And so I want all of you to just have, again, this blind faith, just knowing that there is a power that is greater than you and I, that is working on our behalf all the time. And we call forth what we want. So if I'm thinking about my fears, my source, God's going to deliver me those fears. If I'm worried about something, God's going to deliver me what I'm worried, because that is the vibration, the emotion I'm sending out is this worry, this fear, this doubt. So I want you to give it up. Now, here's the good news, is that I'm a behavioral psychologist also, and so people say that, like, my colleagues, if you will, that they say, well, we're going to have to, put you on a couch for the next 2 years and dig up all this stuff that happened bad in your life, and then we'll get to the bottom of it. Well, I'm sharing with you, there is no bottom of it. That you keep on thinking whatever you focus on grows. Well, you keep on thinking about that bad stuff that happened. And so here's the good news. There is no power that is greater than your conscious mind right now to declare what you want and to think about the things that please you, the things that you desire, the things that you want, the things that you like. And as you just think about those things, you'll only get those things, and you'll trump anything that happened in your childhood, anything that is disturbing you right now, any lack or limitation that you're experiencing, that it goes away. You're going to be filled with abundance. So I want you to know that and to believe that. And so these committee members, there's fear, there's worry, there's doubt, there's complaining. Stop complaining on Facebook. Everybody complaining about whatever. Stop it. So police, a child was shot the other day, and then now a police officer and everything. Stop focusing on that. You can't do anything about that other than to bless them and ask for healing and everything fine. But that has nothing to do with your experience. You create your experience the way you want it. And so fear, worry, doubt, complaining, blaming. And so when you blame other people for whatever it is, like, I don't know, of those of you that have received my weekly encouragements every week, I did one a few weeks ago about push my button, okay? And that, hey, each one of you have those people that know how to push your buttons. Well, guess who created the button? You did, okay? And so just give up that button. If you stop paying attention to that and just give it up, but you're thinking about, boy, I hope that person doesn't push my button. That really upsets me. And so then that's what you get. That person pushing your button really upsetting you. So let go of the buttons and let go of the committee. And the way that you let go of the committee, there's no power that is against you, and there's no subconscious mind, there's no past experience, there's no current belief that you have that you can't trump in this present moment. And the way to do so is to live in the green zone and think about what you want, and to do the joy shot that I'm going to share with you, and how to attract referral partners that are just going to come to you. You're going to get referrals out of the blue, and you're just going to love it. You're going to be as you expect it, and you believe it, that you know that when you call forth what you want and just focus on what you want, you believe in God and know that God, do you think God can give you 3 closings next month? That do you think God can put $10,000 in your bank account? I mean, all this is easy. And the beauty is that for God, it doesn't matter if you're asking for a thimble or a castle, that for God, there's no effort. that I can deliver it all to you, but you have to believe in it. And so it is done unto you as you believe. Well, your beliefs are what you keep on thinking about. So I'm going to share with you on how to no longer have those committee members thinking for you, and instead living in the green zone, thinking in the green zone, feeling in the green zone, to where that you are thinking about the things that you want. And so the bottom line of this red zone, it decreases your success and it increases your stress. So far, this has been pretty darn depressing, hasn't it? It actually is. Hey, it's what it is, and it's no big deal. That I want you to just loosen up and lighten up. That nothing's a big deal. If you just start lightening up here and start realizing, yep, those are red zones that I used to be in, but as of right now, I'm not in those red zones anymore, and instead, I'm in the green zone. I'm thinking about what I do want, and I'm doing it deliberately. And literally, this is where you're thinking about every episode in your life, so during your day, so the major episodes. So when you wake up, like when you wake up in the morning, tomorrow morning, I want you to wake up and say to yourself, oh, I am feeling good. I'm feeling good. I'm getting off on the right side of the bed today. And I don't care how you're feeling or what you think about that. You're refreshed, okay? And say to yourself, I'm refreshed. I'm renewed. This is a new day. I'm now living in the green zone. I'm going to think about what I want today. That I'm going to be very deliberate and intentional in thinking about the way that I want it to be. How do you want this day to be? That don't have all that fear in there, where you don't need that anymore. That you can say, this, I want my day to be. That I'm going to be enlightened today with Dr. Hank. Did any of you say that? That if you said, hey, I'm just so excited about going into this course, which I know many of you did, maybe most of you did, that by doing that what happens is that God gives you more of it. Your cup overflows, so you'll be even more enlightened. You'll get more out of it because you're looking for it. That here's a great one too, and I would suggest you write this one down, is I want to see what I want to see today. So I want to see what I want to see today. So what does that mean? That means that today I want to see harmonious people. Okay, today I want to have that prospect say yes and sign the contract. Today I want, out of the blue, a listing to come to me. Today, that I want good to come to me. I want to laugh more today. That you start, and so I want to see what I want to see. You'll start seeing those things in your life. But if you're thinking about your troubling thoughts, about what is, about what was, then you're going to see that. So instead, it's no. I want to be real clear. Today, I want to see what I want to see. Uplifting people, encouraging people, people that are smiling, wonderful conversations. I want deeper and more meaningful relationships. I want to feel even better. I want to have better health. I want to look better. And so the more you can do that, the number one way to have better health isn't any diet at all. I have 3 steps for it, but I'll give you step 1 on if you want really good health, that all you have to do is have good feeling thoughts, and that's what this green zone is. Those are good feeling thoughts. All of those committee members, whenever you're thinking about any of that, it's making you feel bad. And that's your signal, when you feel bad, that your source is saying you're not thinking about this the way that I am. So this is where you become a deliberate creator. You literally are the conductor of the symphony. And so the symphony is there, and you have a magic wand, and that magic wand is going to be you writing down in the morning in your joy shop on what you want. And by you, your magic wand is by you thinking about what you want and good feeling thoughts about the things that you desire. That you are the inviter of what you want. Many of you, most of us, have been inviting the things that we don't want. Today, that ends. It ends right now. That today, you're the inviter of what you do want. And you will see more and more of the things that you do want working in your life. It is what will be. Thinking about, dreaming about your new story. I want you to think about, what is my new story? my new story is. I'm happier, that I'm wealthier. Here's another great line you can write down, that here's what all of you want is, I want to have a happy, long, prosperous, and healthy life. I want to have a happy, long, healthy, prosperous life. And we all want that. And if you just would think about that, you'll only get that. And so it's just a matter of adjusting your thought. And again, all this is playing with you right now in order to help you to really become this deliberate creator that you meant to always be. You were meant to have your dreams come true. It's just we got a little distorted, off track because of the way we were brought up, because of our beliefs, the way that, TV is, news is, and so we get surrounded by all these things. And I'm going to help you to go within and to see that within you, that you have all that you need, the capacity, all that you need to create all of your dreams come true. How cool, huh? This is fun. So bottom line is, living in the green zone, it increases your success and it decreases your stress. So all of you, I'd like you to raise your hand right now if you want to live in the green zone. So go ahead, raise your hand. Smile. I know you're there by yourself, and maybe a few of you or whatever. We had a last group that had like 10 people in the room listening to this. And so anyways, raise your hand, and I want to say to yourself, scream it out loud, I want to live in the green zone. I want to live in the green zone. I want to be a deliberate creator. I want to have good feeling thoughts. And when you ask, you shall receive. Ask and it is given to you. And so now you're starting to understand these words of wisdom from ancient times on how they come alive now for you, and how you recognize on, wow, I can ask and I can have it the way that I want it, and this is how. So I'd like you to now get out your desire sheet. And again, if you don't have it, you could just follow along with what I'm sharing with you. But you should have 2 desire sheets out. I ask you to print 2 copies of that. And so the first one, of your desire sheet is your business desire. And so one of the best ways to live in the green zone is to identify your professional goal, what you want to be, do, and have professionally. So the desire says, my desire, what I want. And here is how to create. And you'll see that by understanding this formula, this secret of the universe that I'm going to share with you right now, that this is one of the reasons why you haven't always gotten what you want. And here's how to get what you want. Is first of all, you write down what you want, and don't write down it yet because I'm going to talk a little about it. But then you want to think about why you want it. Remember, the how isn't your job. That's God's job. Your job with your amazing mind is to be able to identify what you want and why you want it. And if you have to have at least 4 thoughts behind what you want to get that energy going. So before you might have said, hey, I want $1 million, I want to win the lottery, and then that's all you did, and you didn't have any energy going there. So the other thing, not only do you need to write down what you want and then at least 4 thoughts behind what you want, but you have to do it for at least a minute. If you don't have the mental focus on what you want and thinking about that for at least a minute, you're not creating the signal in order to reach, if you will, your source, God, so that God can answer you instantly. So, and again, just have blind faith in what I'm sharing with you and just say, what the heck? I'm just going to do it. I'm done with the struggle. I'm done with that damn committee. And that I'm going to live in the green zone. And so this is how I'm going to just allow it in. So allow this in. And what I want you to do right now is write down what you want. I want, and so professionally, I want to close at least, and again, I'm going to give you some examples. You write down what you want. But I want to close at least 3 homes a month. I want to allow over because it's all a matter of allowing. There's plenty of money. It's all a matter if you allow the money in, and there's an infinite number of sources where money can come from. And so maybe you want to say, I want to allow at least $10,000. I have someone that I have been playing with, if you will, and coaching. And when I started with them, they were making about $5,000 a month. They then started making $20,000 a month. And right now, their desire, what they want, is they want to make a six-figure income a month. They want to make $100,000 a month. And if they can do it, you can do it. They don't have anything more special or than as special as you are that they are. And so again, think about what you want. Or maybe I want to have, 2 listings each month, or whatever the case be on whatever you want. I want you to write it down and then think about why I want it. So I'm going to use the example of I want to close 3 homes per month. Why do I want that? Well, I want that because I love to serve other people and help other people. And this will be fun for me in order to help serve at least 3 people, 3 families per month. Another reason why I want to close 3 homes is I love all that money. I love earning. So the average home is $200,000, 3%, 6,000, 3 homes. I love allowing $18,000 into my experience. And now some of you may say, well, I got to pay my broker 30% or 50% or whatever. And I have Ultimate Real Estate that you could actually join and keep 100% of your commissions, but it's for another day, whatever. But if you do have an interest, that I could share that with. Some of you are on teams, which are great teams, which I think is just awesome where you are. But again, be looking at why do I want it? So I want to close 3 homes. Why else do I want it? So I've already mentioned 2 reasons why. And the third reason why is because, wow, I'll feel more confident. I'll feel better. I'll feel like, I really am in control. I really am the creator of my experience. And then why do you want it? What's another reason that you want? So you're feeling better. You have money. You're serving other people. That you're building a thriving business. You love that this is going to help build your business into even a greater business and even more money. And that, again, the mantra of God is more. So you say more, more, more. Yeah. And so I'm going to have more. So that gives you an idea of what you want. And again, I would suggest that you invest some time afterwards to look at what do I want? Why do I want it? And get that energy going. And as you get that energy with your fourth thought, you have now started the energy moving towards your goal, and the heavens will part. And you'll start seeing in your life, the heavens are going to start parting, and you just know that. Any other thing that you're thinking, just we're going to give that up, and we're going to just hone in on living in the green zone and on the things that you want. In fact, some of you have been told you shouldn't even want, okay? And you were born to want. That's your whole role in this whole creation. And with God is for you to ask and to God to give. Okay, so God doesn't lead you, that you decide what you want, and then you allow God to lead you to what you want. And that's how it works. So that's the business one. Close 3 more homes, allow 10,000 or more per month, serve 3 families, attract 3 listings, whatever it may be. That's your business goal. Now I'd like you to switch to the other sheet. And again, if you don't have it, you can just write it on a piece of paper. But what's your personal desire now? So identify a personal goal, something that you want, that you wish to have in the areas of your family, your home, relationships, your health, socially, mentally, spiritually. So take a look, and you'll see that we're actually on a spiritual journey together, and an amazing journey together. And so, I really want you to take a look at what do you want, because whatever you want, God wants. Just think of you, for those of you that have children, on how you want to give your children everything. God wants to give you everything, and that you just have to ask for what you do want. And this is This is that act of you doing that, and this is what you were born to do. So what do you want? And so, again, that may be, I want to be healthier. And so I wouldn't suggest that I want to lose 10 pounds, because what happens with that one is it goes from, I want to lose 10 pounds, you lose 10 pounds, and then guess what? You gain 15. So really what you want is you want to be healthier, you want to be slim, trim, and fit. And if you start saying those things to you, you'll start seeing your eating habits change, your exercise, whatever. You'll be attracted to things. Like I'm doing yoga now that I never did before. I'm healthier than I've ever been in my life. I don't have one pain in my body, and I've been told to have all kinds of operations from my neck with a stake or a rod in my neck to back surgery to I'm supposed to have my knees replaced. All that is gone. I don't have any pain and I'm healthy. And the reason why is because I share with me, I only think about my good health. And so, so sometimes you want to be general. If you get too specific on I want to lose 10 pounds, whatever, it's really not giving you what you want. Most people, when I ask them what they want, their initial thoughts really isn't what they want. But you just help now and be led by God, your source, to help you identify and just be quiet, breathe in deeply, and just think about what do I want in my personal life? Want to build a better relationship, a deeper, more meaningful relationship with someone? Want to increase my health? That I want to be happier. And so you can do those general ones and then again, write down why I want it. Well, I want to be healthier. Why? Because I want to live a long life. Because I want to see my grandchildren grow up. Because I want to feel good. Because I want to have more energy. You just start saying all those things and you're just starting to send that signal right to your source, and your source is answering you. And then again, we'll get into how to allow it. But your main thing, if you have a strong enough desire, you can have anything that you want. So just have that desire and you can trump every and anything and have it the way that you want. So you may want to improve those relationships. I want to think positive thoughts from now on. Ask and you shall receive. If you want to start thinking positive thoughts that I'm sharing with you, when you see that it's sometimes shared to see through Christ's eyes, that see through God's eyes, that when you start seeing the world that way, you'll see a beautiful world. Right now, I see a beautiful world. I'm looking outside and looking at the magnificent clouds, and I'm on the 15th floor of a high-rise, this beautiful condo looking out, and it's just wonderful. It's beautiful. I happen to be sitting at a place where I'm looking in a mirror, so I'm looking at myself, and I'm saying I'm beautiful. And again, you say that, you just lighten up. Everything's fun, You're good looking, you're sexy, you're thin, you're trim, you're fit, you have beautiful relationships, and by golly, you think positive thoughts. And remember, those good feeling, positive thoughts will take you every place you want. Everything that you have asked for is coming to you starting now. Hallelujah, huh? Okay, so that's your personal goal. And then I want to share with you the magic bullet. And so I'm going to switch gears. We have two more things to in the next 15 minutes to share. But the magic bullet with referral partners. Now, again, if you said, oh, I've heard this before or whatever, that you haven't heard it this way, and I want you to open up your mind on that. Referral partners are the number one way to get business and get it easily. It is the magic bullet to business. I teach people this process that is a disciplined process, different than what you've heard before, and that you're going to start seeing that you're going to get referrals out of the blue. You're going to be saying, wow, I love all the referrals that I'm getting out of the blue. And so referrals are the easiest, no cost, and best way to build your business, period. I have proven it with the top agents in the United States I work with, and they're top agents because they take my guidance on everything we've shared to include on referral partnerships, and they have built empires because of it. That we don't receive referrals because we don't ask for them. So I'm going to share with you a real easy, simple way in order to get those referrals. And the reason why we don't ask for referrals is because we think we only benefit. But that's not true. Everybody benefits. Your referral partner benefits because they're going to help the people that they know purchase their largest investment they'll ever buy, and that's a home, and they're going to be giving it to you, the expert. And so you're the best, you put in your mind right now, you're the best real estate agent or whatever other occupation you may be, and those of you on the phone, that you're the best. And so I use the example of real estate, that you're the best real estate agent and that you can help people like nobody else. And when you believe that, you are it, and you will attract the perfect people. They're all waiting for you, those perfect people, the referral partners, the referrals, the people that need your service for your expertise. They're all waiting for you to knock on their door, and you knock through your thoughts and then through referral partners. So who is your ideal referral partner? Your ideal referral partner is typically somebody well-connected, but I want you to think about who your best friend is, who does your hair. I want you to get previous clients are great, that to talk with them. And again, I'm going to give you the actual script on what to say here, but think right now. I want you to think and identify and write down a person on who's a previous client, who's a family member, a loan officer, hairdresser, insurance agent. The list is long. And I'm telling you, they're right under your nose. There are well-connected people that want to help you to help the people that they know, and they're right under your nose. I've worked with people, coached with people for 2 years, and all of a sudden they say, oh my gosh, I forgot this one relative, or oh my gosh, I forgot this one client from 2 years ago. And they've been right under their nose, and then they get just regular, consistent referrals from these referral partners. And so invite them into your experience. You're the inviter. I want now ideal referral partners that give me my ideal client. So your ideal referral partner are people that consistently and regularly provide you referrals into your ideal client. Who's your ideal client? Your ideal client are people that are motivated, that have good credit, that have money to put down, that are wanting to sell their whole home for at least $200,000 or whatever that is. But you have to be clear on what you're asking for. Who do you want? And then invite it in to your experience out of the blue. And God will deliver to you the ideas, the thoughts, the people, the circumstances, the events that'll bring all this together. I'm telling you, next week you're going to be sharing with me, and I want each of you to share with me when you have an amazing thing happen to you out of the blue. I want you to email me, text me, and let me know. If you have any questions about anything that we've covered, I want you to email, text, or contact me in any, in any form, and you have all my information. That I'm here to help you. I'm here to guide you to all of the things that you want, and then God will help you deliver all of the things that you want beyond what your current imagination is on how good your life is going to be. So I'd like you to meet this week, identify that ideal referral partner, and I'd like you to meet with them this week. And here's how the conversation goes. You basically ask for help. So when you call them and say, hey, I'd like to meet with you this week, they say, what for? I need your help. Can we meet, next Monday, or can we meet Friday to discuss this? And you'll see, they'll say yes, because you're going to be attracted the perfect people into your life. Then share your goal. I'd like to help 3 families, or whatever that is, however you want to position it with them, that I want to help 3 families with either buying or selling their homes each month. And I believe that you can help me because you're so well connected. And then ask them, why would they benefit? Because, legally you can't give any money other than, $50 or something now? And so, what can you give? Well, they benefit because it's you that he or she is giving, your referral partner that is giving to all of the people that they work with, all of the people that they know, their family members, that it's just amazing. Do you know that there's, out of every 100 people, that there's 12 people interested in buying or selling real estate, and everybody on average knows 250 people? Well, that means there's about 30 people. Any person that you know knows about 30 people that are in. They may not know specifically about it, but knows 30 people that are interested in buying or selling a home. So these referral partners, they are out there. They're right under your nose. They love you. They want to help you. And so they will benefit by helping their people, again, in the largest investment that they'll probably ever have in their life, and to give them the home, the American dream, that you're there giving people the American dream, and that referral partner is benefiting by doing that and helping all the people that they know. And then I'd like you to share with them who your ideal client is. I'm looking for people that are in, you can say, in this neighborhood, that, are looking for $200,000 homes, that are well qualified, have good credit. And again, they're not going to know necessarily the good credit, but they will probably know whether or not they have enough money in order to do this. And then number 5 is, you don't want a name and a telephone number. So when they say, well, I know, Mary, who's interested in it, you say, listen, would you please provide me a personal introduction? And I'm sharing with you these 5 steps here. You do this script with your ideal referral partner, and you'll have it made. You're going to be amazed at how much business that you're going to have, and that I have people consistently selling 5 to 8 homes every month. And you can too. And I have people consistently making $20,000, $30,000 every month, and you can too. That I want you to be the 6-figure girl or 6-figure guy on income. That, you say, I just love this. I love that I'm building this empire. And here's the magic bullet that can do it. And so this personal introduction, you want your referral partner to actually call them and to say, hey, I know, and so I'll use an example. I know D, and that D's a great real estate agent, and I understand, you were looking at listing your house or buying a house, whatever it is, and would it be okay for D to call you to discuss that? And they say yes, and then you call back your referral partner and say, hey, were you able to reach them? And they say, oh, yeah. Or your referral partner, hopefully just calls you. And then you get their name and telephone number. And so, the point there is the personal introduction. Why? You get out of the sales and selling, and some of you already know your behavior style, and you really don't like that salesy stuff per se. You love talking to people and everything, but you don't like the close, whatever. You get out of the sales thing. This is friends now, working with friends, serving each other. So it's just homey, it's good, it's wonderful, and it's a way to build your business. So the mother of all creation, the last thing before we leave this amazing time that we've had together, that again, I would suggest that you listen to this. I have it recorded on MP3 that I'll be sending you, and then I have this whole thing recorded, and then I have, again, another MP3 that I want you to listen to at least 6 times. But the information here that I know we covered a lot of information, and it's life-changing. And for you to just really embrace and just have it soak in, and just for you to love yourself and realize that, wow, this is just great. All of this wonderful information to help me to become a deliberate creator and have all of my dreams come true. The final thing is the mother of all creation. And the first thing each morning that I want you to enter into where you create your life with the Joy Shop. So this is typically 15 minutes. And the reason why 15 minutes is you get energy going for 50. Remember, 1 minute starts that signal. You get that energy and those good feeling thoughts about the subjects that you desire, and that you're thinking about that. And you do that for 15 minutes, and it's like you sending bullet trains from heaven. The heavens will part, and then you're going to get everything that you want, like almost instantly, as long as you allow it in. And you're going to allow it in, that you're going to just say, this is awesome. Here's all I need to do. And so it's the Joy Shop. So I am going to just 15 minutes every day, first thing in the morning. So if you need to wake up earlier than the kids or whatever, if you need to wake up 15 minutes early, do so. Just do this. We're only going to be together technically 6 weeks because we're not going to meet for Labor Day week. So for 6 weeks, in 6 weeks, your life is going to be changed. So just do this and say, I'm going to just give it up for 6 weeks, and if anything, just do it for this week and until we meet again next Wednesday, 10:30 to 12. And for just 15 minutes every day, I want you to do this joy shot. And that I'm going to send you a copy of the Joy Shop. Now, what the Joy Shop is it's just good feeling thoughts and it's all double spaced, and it's in a Word document. So if some thoughts you don't, jive with, whatever, just take them off before you print it, but read through it and embrace those thoughts and then print it out. And that what you'll do is you'll start reading that. The first step is to read that Joy Shop and to get into a good feeling place. When you're in a good feeling place, it's a shortcut to all the things that you want. So you read that Joy Shop, and then, because it's double spaced, as God is giving you other ideas and thoughts around those good feeling thoughts, write them in. And that way, the next day when you do your Joy Shop, you'll have that good feeling thought there. And you're going to be amazed on how it lifts you up and how your days are going to start getting better and better and better. The first day of the Joy Shop, heck, you might not get through breakfast, and then you're back to your same old self. The second day, you'll get through lunch, whatever. And that pretty soon, you're going to start seeing your days getting better and better and more things coming to you. You're going to have amazing things come to you out of the blue now. You just believe this and know this to be true. And all you need to do is this Joy Shop and then the referral. Go meet with your referral partner, and you're going to see amazing things. So after you read the Joy Shop, I want you to write down 3 things. Now, I would suggest that you get a really nice journal and that you write in that journal. Like, I have a really cool green one for the green zone with a beautiful bird on it and very colorful. So a really neat journal that I got at the bookstore. But you can just do a pad of paper or whatever. But I want you to write down then every morning 3 things. The first thing is what you desire. So I desire to close at least 3 homes per month. I desire to have better health. And then just ask for, what else do you want? I want to feel good every day. I want to get healthier every day. I want to be happier. I want to have my dreams come true. I want to be independently wealthy. And again, I'm just asking for source right now for these, and I'm just getting these ideas flowing into me, okay? So you write down your desires. Then step 2 is to write down what you appreciate. When you are in a state of appreciating, you will allow all of your desires to come to you. They're all waiting for you. So here is just like a magic potion here. Here's the answer to what you've been wanting. The secrets of the universe are right here, right in front of you. That when you're in a state of appreciation, that it allows all your good to come to you. You don't have resistant negative thoughts, and instead you have allowing thoughts. So you can start out with writing down what you appreciate in your whole life. So just amazing things have happened to you. You were born. That's amazing. Oprah always says, if you were born, then you are worthy. And so you are worthy, but we've been told differently sometimes in our beliefs and our upbringing. But I'm sharing with you, you are worthy, and you are worthy for all the things that you desire. So you write down, start out with your life, and that I love that I have my children, or, whatever your situation. But then every day, I want you to look at the last 24 hours and what happened good. You will be amazed at how your troubling thoughts have clouded over all the wonderful things that have happened. You have had already this morning many things that have worked well, but if something didn't work well, let's say a bad hair day, that, by the way, on a bad hair day, nobody knows you have a bad hair day but you. So just stop wasting your beautiful thoughts on your powerful thoughts that create on stuff like that just give all that stuff up and instead be thinking about, wow, what worked for me? So what I appreciate, what worked for me in the last 24 hours. And the more you think about what has worked for you, what do you appreciate, what the good things that have happened, that the more that you're going to be in a state of allowing all the things that you want. And then the third and final thing is to pre-pave your day. And this is where, and so some people say plan, but I like it as you're in your mind and you're pre-paving the road on how you want it to be. You want to feel good, that you want this day, you want your travels to be safe, that you want that appointment, that listing appointment, you want to be just unbelievable. You want wonderful things to happen to you today. And like if you say, and the guidance system is always your feelings. If you say, oh, I want a listing out of the blue today, and you're feeling bad about that, you're saying like, oh, there's no way that can happen. Well, if you are, get more general. So it's a kind of a tool to use is always go up a little bit higher and get more general, like wonderful things are going to happen to me today. And so pre-pave that every meal I eat is delicious and healthy for me, that my relationships, that I laugh a lot today. And so just start pre-paving the way you want your day, and you will see your day will happen that way. So your success steps, listen to success unit number 1 at least 6 times. Now that I'm going to send you, it's a separate MP3 that I want you to listen to. You can listen to it in the car, whatever, when you're driving. Just be careful and alert, but just listen to it at least 6 times, because usually by the 6th time is when people accept new ideas. Then identify your high payoff activities, and that's in that lesson in Success Unit 1 of what are the most important things, activities that you want to do, think about, and do during the day. And so the number 1 is to pre-pave your day in the Joy Shop. Number 3, meet with at least 1 referral partner this week. So you have the next 6 days to be able to meet with that referral partner, ask for referrals, and just ask for referrals out of the blue. And they'll start coming to you on a phone call, on an email, that you'll start getting referrals for buyers as well as listings or whatever you want. Number 5, complete your sales assessment. I'm going to send you a sales assessment. It's valued at $600, and it's included with this price, with your investment. And so and you'll just be amazed at the results. And this is like a 50-page report. It only takes you about 15 minutes to complete. And we're going to go through it next week. So you want to make sure that you do this as soon as possible. And I'm going to send this to you today. And then create your life each day in your Joy Shop. The Joy Shop is like the way you create. And if you don't do that deliberately and do that Joy Shop, then you're going to get life by default, and you're going to kind of be where you've been before. And it's not that it was real bad, but it can and it will now get much, much better. So expect wonderful things to happen to you now. Expect them to come out of the blue. Expect thoughts, people, circumstance that lead to your desires. Most important thing every day is for you to feel good and only think about thoughts that please you, that you like, and that you want in your life. So expect your life to start becoming better and better, as it just started now. So ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for being on the line today. And it's been amazing that I loved it. If you had any, and I know you've loved it, and that if you have any questions, and if I can help you in any way, please let me know. And you'll be receiving about 3 emails from me, or actually 2 emails from me with all that follow-up information for you to be your greatest possibility and all your dreams come true. Love you. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.